Hi again. Welcome back to Wookiee Cooking with the Wookiee. Um, so I promised you guys we would make some flour gravy or cream gravy. Now what I've done is I fried up my hamburger. You can use any meat juice that you'd like, be it roast beef, hamburger, steak, whatever it is that you're cooking. Okay, gotta have your gluten-free flour for all of my gluten-free people. I use this kitchen bouquet for browning. Let me look real quick. I am not totally certain because I grew up on it. So, and back in my day, allergies weren't so prevalent. Vegetable base. And it says gluten-free. Now, of course, it's genetically engineered, so, you know. I don't know if you guys know the story of all of that GM stuff, but back when I was a kid, it was, we were having a supposed fuel crisis. You guys know how all that's set up. And they wanted to GM sugar beets to turn it into fuel, to make fuel out of them. And of course the farmers all resisted that because once you modify those genes and get it into the food system, into the ecosystem, you can't get them back out. So once you do it, it's over and done. We're going to live with it for the remainder of Earth's life. And so that's how that all started. So they approved the sugar beets, the GM sugar beets, only for fuel. Yeah, that didn't go well. And of course they've been introducing GM foods ever since. If you have a home garden, I would recommend not using the GM stuff because that's very bad for you. And I know that because several nutritionists and doctors and scientists have already had studies on that going, no, we can't do this. So, profit over safety. Never will understand it. But you want to get, what's the name of those seeds? Not a good time for brain fart. The heirloom seeds. You want to get heirloom seeds, put them in your garden, plant them in your garden. Whether it's tomatoes, zucchini, whatever it is. Get the heirloom seeds because they will not be genetically engineered. Okay, so now what I've done is I've sauteed some. Here we go. I've sauteed some onions on top of that, and you can see from the last video I still have the other gravy, but I wanted to try and get a couple of videos out, or done at least. I sauteed some onions and I left them in there for the gravy. Now what you're going to do is you're going to grab a spoon, or in my case I prefer spatulas. I prefer the spatulas. You can get those at that grease poppins from the water that's on the spatula. I just washed them. You can get this particular one at Walmart. Okay, I don't know how well you can see it, but it has on the back, you see it has a conversion chart for you. All right, so it's very, very handy. They're very sturdy. I very much approve of these. So what you're going to do is you're going to you got your hot pan, you got some oil in there, and you're going to put your flour in here as a base. Okay, just about like that. Maybe a cup, especially for a pan this size. If you need more oil, you can put some more oil in there. A lot of old timers will use butter, which is great, but for all of you folks out there who are casein intolerant or lactose intolerant, I always cook on this channel. I almost always cook for allergies. So if you are in that category, you can use corn oil. I prefer olive oil because of the health benefits of olive oil. Okay. Stir up the gravy, the onions. Try and get as much of this nice beef flavor off the bottom of your pan as you can. And I'll tell you a nice little secret with this cream gravy. Okay, if it's a little bit liquidy like this, like it is now, it's perfect. If you get it too dry, what's going to happen is you're going to have lumpy gravy. Okay, so you want it like that. Then you are going to take your almond milk, cashew milk, soybean milk. This is what I use. It's got some extra protein. You can see it's almond and cashew. So if you folks out there are allergic to nuts, you can use soy milk. That would be a good substitute as well. All right. I have vanilla flavoring in here because I use it for baking. So it's going to make it a little bit more vanilla-y. And you just want to pour this in a little bit. I wouldn't go more than like 2 cups at first, if that. So what's going to happen with your cream gravy is that it's going to start to cook up and it's going to start to coalesce. See how it went from a liquid, now it's going into a solid? And that's what you want. You want it to absorb the soy milk, or the milk. Let's just call it milk for now, because I've already told you what it really is. Okay, and I already can tell you there's not going to be enough. See how it's getting really thick like that? Means there's not enough in there. So in this case, I would do some more. Now I eyeball everything because of experience. So right now we've probably got about 3 to 4 cups of milk in there, which is fine. You don't want to overdo the milk, so just take it easy. The gravy is not going to break in any hurry. And what I mean by broken gravy is this: in normal cooking, in normal cooking without the allergies, you have your normal flour, which has gluten in it. Now the gluten is the glue that holds everything together. Gluten-free flour has a substitute that does the same thing, and it's not going to break anytime soon. Okay. I use a spatula so I can get everything off the bottom so it doesn't stick. I'm using the same pan that I fried my hamburger in. Okay. See how it's starting to gravy out now? We're getting there. More milk. Oh! Okay, that one's done. And from the looks of it, I think that should be enough. But we'll have to see. The flour, how much flour that you put in here determines a lot of how much gravy you're going to get out of the deal. More flour, more gravy. Because you have to put more milk in to fix the flour. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. I need a fork. Needs the fork. There we go. I'm doing the fork to break it up a little bit, and it's a little easier for me to stir it up that way. Okay. Now you can leave it like this, you can put salt on it. I'm going to put some, because I'm dealing with a hamburger. So your hamburger meats, your red meats, you want to put you'll want to put the browning in there. And the browning will go in here in a minute. And you want to do that for your red meats. So burger, steak, pot roast, you know, whatever kind of meat like that you're serving. Pork chops is another one. But my family always left it white for pork chops. Like it is now. Ooh! I twitched. So, because of the vanilla, this gravy tastes a bit sweet. But after I put the browning and some salt and stuff in there, that'll all go away. Alright. So we're going to put a little bit of browning in there. I know it's not thick gravy because I put a little too much milk in there. But that's okay. It'll do the job. Alright, now I put maybe a tablespoon of browning in it. And as you can see, it's going to do exactly that. Brown it up. And it's going to brown it up, add some flavor. Of course, I'm going to have to clean my stove again, but you know, it is what it is. Now you can let this cook down a little bit to thicken it up like I'm doing while I'm mixing everything out. I like salt and pepper in my stuff because I grew up on salt and pepper. Pepper does have some good benefits for the bod. So here's my peppers. And the nice thing about pepper is it doesn't swell you up if you have salt issues. Now I'm going to put some pink Himalayan salt because I want the minerals out of it as well as the salty. But I'm not going to add very much. And don't get me wrong, I love salty gravy, but my body doesn't, so. Now, if you guys have stuff like, you know, you ate salt and you're swelling and your joints start in on you, you know, it feels like somebody's inside the joint tickling you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay? When that starts happening, and I'll tell you what that's all about, that is because you've had too much salt and you've got water in that joint, and that water that you've got in that joint, see how it's getting thicker now? The water that's in that joint is what's tickling it. So that joint is coming apart. You got the water in there separating that joint. It's going to make it hurt. It's going to make it jump. It's going to tickle it. All right. So you guys who have salt issues, please do be careful. I've had my body swell up clear up to my neck before, and it's no fun. See, now you've got some nice thick. This is really thick gravy. It's almost a paste. And I should probably put a little bit more in there since it's finally now absorbed everything. I'm gonna try and open another one and put just a smidge more in there. I like my gravy thick, but not like a paste. So, I've got some almond breeze. Okay, so I'm going to use it up since it's already open. Yes, babe. Hi. You're fine. Come on. More? Good. I'm glad. I'm showing them how to make gravy.
Do you want to pause that for a second?
All right. Hi, everybody. We're back again. I'm going to show you the end result. Here we go. I'm going to turn the light off so you can see. Now, I had to put another couple of tablespoons of browning in there in the gravy. And I had to put some more milk in there, but this is about the way I like my gravy. Okay, it's cake batter consistency, which is what I want. I like it that way. If you like thinner gravies, put more milk on there. If you like thicker gravies, use less. But there's not a whole lot less that you can use before that turns into a paste again. So that's how you make gluten-free, casein-free, lactose-free cream gravy. All right. If you want white gravy or like a white pepper gravy for your biscuits, put pepper in there and skip the browning. Okay. Yeah, and you can make this. You don't have to have a beef base like I did. I did that as an example. If you wanted to make just a cream gravy for, say, you're making biscuits and gravy or something like that, at breakfast especially, you can just make it right there in a pot like this, just like this gravy. Okay, which is how I prefer to make my gravies, is in the pots. Just remember to make sure that your grease is warm, because you want to see when you put the flour in, you want the grease to be warm enough to fry the flour. All right, and that's the whole secret right there. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments, and I will answer them. All right. And we will speak to you later.
Love you guys.
We love you, and happy cooking.